Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my WrestleMania 34 results. The pay-per-view just ended not too long ago, and I'm going to talk about everything that happened at this event. A lot of shockers, a lot of surprises that I'm sure none of you thought of, as well as me. I only really focused. I'm just gonna say, for the kickoff show, I pretty much missed most of it. I only got time to see one match for the kickoff show, and that was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which was a very good match. I thought. I predicted Matt Hardy was going to win this. I did not think Wyatt would come out, but Matt Hardy won it, and he's the best guy to have won this thing, because there's this trophy thing really doesn't do anything for anyone, but it can do something for Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy, because Matt Hardy can do those vignettes and he can like talk to the spirit of Andre, with his woken wisdom and stuff like that. So I feel like this is probably the first time the trophy can actually be used for something. Because really, this, like I said, this Royal Battle thing, really, I think the whole concept of it is stupid. So I feel like Matt winning it is probably the best thing for this, so it can actually be used for something significant. So very good. Naomi won the women's. I didn't see that, and Alexandra won the cruiserweight title. I don't watch 205 Live, so I don't give a shit. Yeah, so that was the kickoff stuff. WrestleMania 34 started off with the Intercontinental Championship match. We had The Miz defending against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Very, very good opening match. Ups and downs. There was a lot of finishing moves performed, and the match, it ended where, Finn, because there was the one thing where, when Miz tried to do a skull crushing he did a skull crushing on Seth, and then you had Finn Balor break it up with the coup de grace, and then after that, you had, him out for a while. So it was like you thought, okay, now, it's between Miz and Finn. And then out of nowhere, you have, it looks like it's over for Finn. And then you see Seth Rollins come in there. Finn was about to take out Miz. And then you seen Seth Rollins come out of nowhere and give the curve stomp to Finn. And then you had, and then this is where I thought like Miz was going to do some kick out, or was going to do some runaway, or the Miz-Tras, who, were ordered by the Miz early on to stay in the back, was going to come out in the system. But no, Seth Rollins did the skull crushing curve stomp on the Miz, pinned him 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is your new Intercontinental Champion. Very happy for that. I predicted Miz to win because I thought they were going to try to have him break the record, but I'm glad I'm wrong here because I hate the Miz. So I'm absolutely happy that Seth Rollins won here. Seth Rollins was who I wanted to win, who I personally wanted to win, but I didn't think he was based on WWE's booking. So I'm glad I'm wrong about that, and he's your new champion. So far for my predictions at this point, I was at 3. No, I had 2. So I would have been at 2, and because I predicted Matt to win the Battle Royal. So and I had Alexander winning just for whatever reason, and then Seth didn't win, so that was 2. That was 2 for me, or 2 and 2 at that point. So it was okay. But like I said, the match overall was really good. Dean and Dean and or not Dean. What the frick am I saying? Dean, freaking Seth and freaking Seth and Finn pretty much carried the match. And it was pretty good. So I was very happy for it. Very, very, very good, solid match. So that was how that match ended. After that match was over, we had the Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, defending the title against Asuka, who's the Rumble winner, first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner, and to everyone's surprise, Charlotte went over here. I picked Asuka to win, but I did not want Asuka to win. But I just picked her because like she's undefeated. Like from what I had heard was this was the shocker too, by the way. What I had heard is that they wanted Asuka to win the title. They wanted her to win the title so that she could have the title for a year and then go up against Ronda next year. And that would be the streak. The streak versus the title next year, where she's undefeated and Ronda's undefeated. That's what I had heard. Obviously, they didn't go with that because Charlotte won. So maybe they're going for Charlotte and Ronda for next year because that really surprised me. I don't think Charlotte is really as great as a lot of people give her. I think she gets a lot more help because she's Ric Flair's daughter. I think she gets more opportunities than people like Sasha. I think Sasha's like far better than Charlotte Flair in my personal opinion. And yet she's in the Battle Royale instead of in an actual title match. So that's my whole thing with this. Not only did Asuka got defeated here, but she also tapped out, which that even surprised me even more. She did a counter and she got her into the figure eight, and she put a lot of pressure on her one arm because her one arm I guess she couldn't do it with, but Asuka still tapped out, and that was the end. They had a hug at the end. I thought Asuka was going to turn heel or something like that, and we'll get to that later on because it happened in the match I didn't think it would happen in. But Asuka lost here, and give WWE credit on this. I'm going to say this right now: there was a lot of matches, not really that lots of matches, but there was a lot of matches that WWE did that we all thought was going to go the obvious way. This was one that I was 90% sure Asuka was probably going to win because of the whole undefeated thing. But they didn't do that. I'll get to the other one later on, and I think you know what one I'm talking about. But we'll get to that later on because I want to try to get this in order. So the next match we had was like I said, overall, it was okay match. I'm glad Charlotte won because I don't think Asuka is ready to be champion anyways. But yeah, while this was going on, because during this match and the previous match, John Cena was like what he said he was. He was going to be a fan at WrestleMania. He got word from the referee about something so good news that he ran right past Charlotte. He jumped the barrels because only Cena can do that. And just ran past the apron of where Charlotte was when she was celebrating. And so we're assuming, or at least we're supposed to assume, that John Cena's getting his match, right? Or at least that's what I guess we're supposed to think. So, yeah. So then we had the United States Championship match, which that was current United States champion Randy Orton won the title last month. Bobby Roode, the former champion. We had Jinder Mahal, and we had Rusev, because of Rusev Day. So this match was a really dynamic match. It was really up and forth. Randy Orton had his offense. Everyone pretty much had high offense at least once in this match. Very good, entertaining match. Match ends with Rusev. He looks like he's gonna do something. He looks like he's gonna get the upper hand on Jinder. He is distracted by one of the Singh brothers. I don't. Does anyone know what happened to the other one too? By the way, I don't know. I must have missed the SmackDown when the other one, like, I guess, was taken out. Maybe he's injured. I don't know. There was a few SmackDowns I missed last year, but I've just noticed that. So the one Singh brother, like, he just he distracted Rusev, and Jinder got the pinfall, and sadly Jinder's the United States champion. But you know what? I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? Okay, by the way, I did get this wrong, by the way, because I did think Rusev would win this. But you know what? I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Jinder's another champion again. I was like, god damn it. But then you know what I thought? I was like, you know what? It's a mid-card title. Who gives a shit? As long as he's not the WWE champion anymore, who gives a shit anymore? So he's your United States champion. So yeah. So let's get to it. Next, like I said, okay match overall. Just sad that Rusev didn't get his Rusev Day. Okay, so next we have the Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey match, and that was a mixed tag match, and it was against Triple H and Stephanie. Once again, they did the motorcycle thing. Entrance, Triple H and Stephanie. The only difference is instead of Stephanie riding with Triple H, she had her own motorcycle, and Triple H had his own motorcycle, and then there was these other motorcycles, in front or whatever. So I mean, Triple H once again getting his own budget, I guess, because those motorcycles weren't cheap. I'm telling you right now. I'm really glad to see Kurt Angle back in his traditional singlet. Well, this isn't his traditional singlet, but it's more of a type of American singlet theme that he normally used to wear, because like the last time he wrestled, he was either in a Shield getup, because he was a substitution for the Shield, or he was in the Raw team and for Survivor Series, but he had like some jacket thing or whatever, covering up the singlet. It was so stupid looking. So I'm glad he's back in his singlet. I didn't have a problem with this tag match, but honestly, I was the match went, I think, too long. It was about 20 minutes. I think it was about 5, maybe 7 minutes too long, in my opinion. It was just horrendous to see it. I don't know. The thing was with this match, there was just too much stuff going on that just didn't make sense. I mean, okay, so a mixed tag match, right? A mixed tag match is supposed to be the women faces the woman and the man faces the man. That pretty much was thrown out the window. So to me, this shouldn't have been a mixed tag match. They should have just had this as a regular tag match, because the way everything works. Okay, now if you do a mixed tag match in a video game, half the stuff that all these like competitors did would have gotten them all disqualified by now. Like Ronda was attacking Triple H, Stephanie was trying to attack Kurt. Like it was just all over the place. And I don't blame Trips. I don't blame Kurt. They're all great. And also it took away from them too, because it was more about Stephanie and Ronda than it was about Kurt and Tripp. I really wished that they would have just done Trips and Kurt at WrestleMania in a one-on-one match. That was their original plan. The way they did this whole thing, it just went way too long. And I know it had to go a little long because it was a Triple H match, but I just didn't do it. It just didn't do it for me. I find it funny that Triple H, Kurt Angle had to actually get an assist from Ronda Rousey for the pedigree, you know, where Triple H could kick out of the Angle slam by himself. Like I said, the match just went on too long. Like there's just like this back and forth of, oh, can she get her in the submission hold? Can she not get her in the submission hold? Like it just went way too long. There was just oversellings and just finally the match ended with, as we all expected, Stephanie tapping out to the armbar to Ronda Rousey. So Ronda gets her debut win. Big deal. I mean, it would have been just so much better if Ronda had just gone up against Stephanie in a squash match. Honestly, because the tag match just really didn't work. Kurt and Tripp should have just wrestled each other one-on-one. That's how the match should have been. It was what it was originally supposed to be until Ronda signed, and that's what they should have just went with. It just dragged on way too long for its own good. So next we had the Brudgelin brothers, Harper and Roland, versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and they also versus the New Day. It was a triple tag match for the Tag Team Champions. This match didn't go that long. Obviously, there was time restraints, so this match, it pretty much was like a 5-minute match, and just a couple of flies here and there. Nothing really special going on. The match ended pretty quickly with the Bludgeon brothers winning. Surprisingly, they pinned the New Day. They pinned. It was Kobe. Yeah, it was Kobe. They pinned and won the titles. Okay, I said New Day was going. By the way, I obviously predicted Ronda and Kurt to win. So this point, I had 1, 2, 1. 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4, and I got 3, 5 right now. So I was 3 and 5. So I've been 3 and 5 so far at this point. By the way, like I said, okay, there was nothing really special about it. Like I said, it was just a quick match. They really couldn't do that much with it for it to be any better than what it was. So I'll give them a pass on this. There was time restraints, so they couldn't make it any better than it was. So then after this, this tag match, like I said, the Bludgeon Brothers are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. After this, we got John Cena, who comes out, with his gear and stuff like that. He's all ready to go. Then another referee comes down and gives them, I guess, disappointing news, I guess. But like I said, they weren't talking, they weren't communicating. So this whole segment really pissed me off because there was really no communication. Like it was like you'd think Cena, would let the audience know that Taker's here, because obviously earlier when he freaking, rushed down, after he got word from the ref, as a fan, that Taker was here, or at least we implied that that's what he meant. Obviously you would like to see him talk about that. He was like, come on, I know you're here, referee. Your referee said you're here. But then the other referee comes in while he's in there in his gear and I guess implies that he isn't there because of Cena's body language. He starts to leave the ring. Then, you see him, doing the high fives, and then you see the lights come out. And so you think it's The Undertaker, but no, it is not. It is Elias. So Elias comes down, he does a little promo and stuff like that. He starts singing in the ring, and Cena's just kind of distraught at this point in the ring, and he ends up leaving and goes back to the, goes back to his seat, and Elias is like, yeah, you go back to your seat and stuff like that. And, it's just whatever. And like Elias is just, eating up with the crowd at this point. And eventually, disrespects Cena to the point where Cena just gets out, just starts beating the crap out of him, and AAs him, and Elias goes out of the ring. And that's pretty much that's pretty much it. He goes out to the ring. Cena's like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm disappointed, but I guess this is sort of a moment or whatever. And then as he's like, it's literally until he's like halfway back on the ramp. It's not even in the ring. It's back in the ramp. You know, yeah, lights come off, lights come out, the lights turn off, and you see like a spotlight in the middle of the ring. You see Undertaker's like hat and gear and stuff like that, in the ring, where he left it last year at WrestleMania. And then you freaking see the lights go off again, and then you hear the dong, and the Undertaker comes out. It was awesome seeing Undertaker as the dead man, because everyone thought it was going to be the big evil American badass. I knew it wasn't going to be that. Vince never like that gimmick. And also, honestly, did you really think it was going to be because everyone was saying because the Kid Rock was getting in the Hall of Fame, and freaking, what was it though? Oh, and Cena said on Raw, "Dead man walking," because that was part of the Kid Rock theme song, for Big Evil. I was like, there's just no way they're doing that at this point in the game. I think they just did that to troll the fans, to say, "Oh yeah, maybe he comes back as this," or whatever. But like, no. Undertaker comes out. It was cool seeing Undertaker come out. But when he finally got to the ring, I was thinking that, okay, they're gonna do like, Undertaker's gonna announce that, like, "I accept your challenge," or something like that. And it was like, no, the referee's there and he just rings the bell, like right when the gear's off and stuff like that. Like, it was so weird. It was just so awkward, because it was just like there was really no communication. I guess they were just like, well, I mean, if he's here, obviously he accepts Cena's challenge. I guess it was that logic, because Cena had been, wanting to verse him for, weeks or whatever. So I guess that was the concept, was I guess they expected us just to know that Undertaker has now accepted a challenge by his presence being there. But still, it just seemed really dumb. And the match, well, let's put it this way. It was mostly Undertaker. Undertaker dominated the entire match. It was just less of 3 minutes, which was really surprising, because I was thinking to myself, what the frig? Roman Reigns got more time than this guy. Roman Reigns got more time with The Undertaker than freaking John Cena. Like, this is what everyone wanted to see. This is the John Cena Undertaker match we've been waiting for at WrestleMania, for like a less than 3 minute match. Like, I didn't like it. I'm happy Undertaker beat John Cena. I predicted if this match happened that Undertaker was going to win it. So I'm 4-5, by the way. But I didn't see it happening this way. I mean, there was probably like one instance where Cena got like a offensive move on him, and it wasn't even an AA. It was that throw move that he normally does. Throwback or whatever, and freaking that was it. That was all. And Undertaker then, like, when he tried to do the 5-knuckle shuffle after that, Undertaker got up and Cena jumped, like, holy shit. And then after that, he put him in the tombstone. 1, 2, 3, match over. Really surprising. It was good for Undertaker to win, because they did noted that, the streak ended in New Orleans at WrestleMania 30 to Brock. So they did note that. So that was kind of cool that they said that. But the way it happened, too, was really weird, because it was just like, well, if Undertaker is winning, the way they implied it, though, is like, well, is he back now, or like what happened? Like, obviously he's not going to be back. He won't come back until like next year's WrestleMania or something like that. But the way they implied it was like, oh, well, now he's back again. He's not retired. He's back. This isn't just a one-off type thing. He's actually back. He took the jacket back that he left in the ring from last year's WrestleMania. So I don't really know what to think of this match. It was cool. I guess. Well, I mean, I was happy Undertaker beating John Cena, especially the way he did, because Cena always seems to win. But I would have liked something like this to have happened to John Cena like about 5 years ago, when John Cena was Super Cena. Cena's not really Super Cena anymore. He can lose, So I don't. This would have been better if this happened like 5 years ago or something like that. Seeing him lose like this, but here it just didn't. It just didn't seem that really important, because Cena isn't really that he isn't someone who can just win every match now like he used to. You know, he could still win, but it's not always automatic. It's not an automatic thing like it used to be. So it's and also it's not for the streak, so it would have been better. Super Cena versus the streak would have been much better. So like I said, this is 5 years too late. This should have happened when the streak was still going on, but it was cool for what it was. Undertaker makes his return. I'm a huge fan of the Undertaker. I'm very happy that he beat John Cena, but it was whatever. And also wonders if they did this for health reasons too, why he didn't take them any bumps too in this match is for that. But like I said, it was really awkward. They can only get away with this in WWE because WWE is the biggest wrestling company out there. Any other promoter would never have done this type of build-up, where he just literally just accepts a challenge on the night of the event or whatever. He would never have done this. They would have never done this like 30 years ago in WWE. It only works because it's The Undertaker, and it's they're the only company in town for WWE for America, I guess. So yeah. Next we have the Daniel Bryan teaming up with Shane McMahon, take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And if Owens and Zayn win, they are rehired for SmackDown. I did get this right. I said Bryan and Shane would win because I think Owens and Zayn can just go to Raw. They have the Raw shakeup coming up very soon too. So I seen this happening, and I couldn't see Daniel Bryan losing in his return match to New Orleans, where he won the WWE title in the main event. So what I think, well, first of all, I was kind of disappointed in the first few minutes. They kind of took Owens and Zayn's, they basically came out. Well, first of all, I want to just say the vignette for Daniel Bryan was really cool. I like that whole, they showed all the vignettes, from YouTube and media and stuff like that. I really like that. Daniel Bryan came out to standing ovation, probably the best pop of the night. I thought. In my opinion, from what I saw, I thought that was the best pop of the night when he came out. Comes out, Shane comes out, then Zayn and Owens are coming out, and they blindside them. They come from the fans. Daniel Bryan gets basically powerbombed through the what's it called? He was powerbombed through the edge of the ring or whatever. And so they have medical people there. He's pretty much there for probably about 50% of the match. So Shane has to do most of it himself. Eventually he's getting tired, and then when it looks like Owens and Zayn basically are about to win, freaking Daniel Bryan comes in there and breaks it up. And so Daniel Bryan starts getting some offense on them. He takes the loser kick from Zayn, kicks out. He also takes a pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens, kicks out. Eventually, it's between him and Zayn, and Bryan gets the offense in. He does the yes type kick thing, and he gets the offense that knocks him out, and then freaking does the running knee. You hear the fans, they're going nuts with the yes. I was going nuts with them. Knee, and then he doesn't just pin him, he freaking does the submission hold thing, and he does the submission, the yes lock, or the label lock as it's really called. And Zayn taps out, and that's the end of it. Daniel Bryan celebrates. yes. Then Shane gets into the ring and kind of, celebrates with them. And that was it. Very good. Hopefully now Daniel Bryan will no longer be the general manager and will just start now wrestling now for good moving forward, because I would like to see something with him and AJ, since AJ is going to, well, we won't get to that soon, but I'm hoping that AJ Styles obtains that WWE Championship and, we get a Daniel Bryan feud very soon. But yeah, let's get to the next thing here. Very good match. Very solid match from all competitors there. We had the Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss match for the Raw Women's Championship. I was sort of wrong on this. I predicted that Nia was probably going to win by DQ. Bliss was going to win by DQ because Jax was going to get herself disqualified, and then that was going to lead to her beating the crap out of her. And what's her name? Carmella. I'm sorry, Carmella was going to cash in her Money in the Bank on the Raw champion. That did not happen. When Nia gets into the ring after Bliss is in the ring, she beats the crap out of Mickie James, takes her out. There was at points where I thought, Bliss could have probably won the match, but they did okay for it. In the end, Nia ended up winning the match, and it was whatever. I'm not really a big fan of Nia's work. She's very limited in what she can do. I didn't really like the storyline, so it almost warranted that Nia was probably going to win it. But one thing I did notice here is I didn't even realize this. Was I guess Nia is somewhat related to The Rock or something, because you had Rock's mother. I think they had pointed it out, which was really weird because The Rock wasn't there. And that was one thing that I was like, wait, what? What? Like, I didn't get that. I was like, wait, what's going on here with this? So I didn't even know that. So they got some type of relationship going on there. Overall, it was okay for what it was. I didn't really, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the Raw title moving forward with Nia Jax. I don't know exactly what their plans are, but we'll see what they do with Nia Jax as champion now. So next we have the WWE Championship match, which that is AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. I pretty much predicted that AJ Styles was going to go over here. I'm 4-6, by the way. And that's exactly what happened. AJ Styles retained the WWE Championship. It was a good match. I don't think it was a great match, but it was a good match. It got 20 minutes, and there was some back and forth stuff going on. The match ended where AJ did his backflip kick or whatever, and Shinsuke basically took it. He kind of moved back a little bit, and then all of a sudden, while AJ was behind his back, he did his little kick thing or whatever to the head in the back, pins him, and he kicks out. AJ kicks out. Then after that, he tries to do it. He tried to do it again, and AJ basically he countered it into his finishing move. And he pins him 1, 2, 3, match over. And that was it. AJ won. I was happy that he won. I thought he was the right guy to win. I don't think Shinsuke is ready to be WWE champion. They only did this for the matchup with the Tokyo Dome match or whatever. And so AJ is he's having the moment in the turnbuckle, celebrating, and the ref has the title or whatever, and before he takes the title, he lets Shinsuke up, you know, and he's congratulating him or whatever, and like they're hugging. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be just another, you know, whatever, the babyface type thing. You know, they're gonna just have the mutual respect for each other. And then, you know, Shinsuke knees down, and I was like, what? Why is he kneeing down? Like, I was like, you know, because he takes the title and he knees down, and, you know, he's presenting him the title, you know, like, you know, he was the champion, and like he's passing the torch to Shinsuke's passing the torch to AJ, which is stupid because AJ was the champion, not Shinsuke. So I'm like, what the freak is he doing? And so he's like, you know, he takes he's like, thank you. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Shinsuke gives him a low blow and just lays him out. He does his kick move. I was really surprised by this. I did not see this coming at all. I thought this was going to be Asuka after Asuka lost. But no, they did this with Shinsuke. It was really surprising. I don't know what they're planning on doing with Shinsuke. I think this might be a better move for him, though, overall for the long run, because he doesn't work really as a babyface. He has not worked good. Like, his 2017 was terrible. I mean, his matches with Jinder, his Ziggler match wasn't that good, and Ziggler is one of the best in-ring performers. Like, his matches were terrible. So, like, I mean, I was never a fan of him being in this match. I know a lot of people just wanted him to be in the match because, you know, he had a great match with AJ in the Japan or whatever. But in terms of the whole, you know, logic of who deserves to be there right there, I didn't feel he deserved to be in that spot right there. So for the title match. So, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed that AJ didn't get more of a better moment because he had just successfully defended the WWE Championship. He had just successfully defended the WWE Champion. So I felt, you know, holding the belts in the middle of the ring, you know, as champion, you know, get that moment, you know. But Shinsuke obviously took it away because he wants to be a heel now, I guess, or that's what WWE wants him to be. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but I'm very glad that AJ did pick up the win here regardless. Right guy, in my opinion, did win the match here. So the next match was the Raw WWE Tag Team Championship match. So you had the Bar Cesaro and Sheamus defending the titles against Braun Strowman, who comes out, you know, lays out the whole parade thing, you know, that the Bar had come out to with the Mardi Gras. They had all run out of there. So Strowman, you know, they're doing the introduction, and, you know, Sheamus and Cesaro, they're waiting for the, you know, who's his partner and stuff like that. Now, I predicted Rey Mysterio. That's what I thought. It turns out that's what not Braun Strowman thought. So Braun Strowman decided that his partner was going to be a WWE fan. So when he said that, I was like, okay, it's going to be some type of like Santino Marella, some wrestler that like we never heard of, that's been training with WWE in developmental that we didn't know about, that was a fan. It's going to be in there, and, you know, he's going to be his partner. Nope, that's not what Braun Strowman did. Braun Strowman actually picked a little boy. I don't know how old he is. He might be 8 or 9. But his partner was Nicholas. And Nicholas was his partner. This match was not that long. He mostly just sat, you know, in the, on the rope for most of the time. Braun mostly did the work. So the one thing that really annoyed me about this is that when Braun was like on the ground or whatever, he freaking, he actually motioned to tag Nicholas in, and he did. And then right after he did that, you know, you see Cesaro, he's just gritting his teeth. Cesaro's just gritting his teeth or whatever. And then, you know, Braun puts his hand out and, like, he tags, Braun back in, and then right, like, within seconds, Braun puts him in his finishing move, and that's the end of the match. 1, 2, 3. Nothing really special about this match. It was just about 4 minutes. It was just whatever. I'm glad Strowman got a decisive WrestleMania win, but I mean, he should have been in the main event. The Universal title match. Oh, by the way, I just want to point something out too. Before we get into anything further, I want to point this out. WWE really needs to actually get some real tech people because when AJ Styles came out for the WWE Championship match, they said he was the Universal Champion. And I remember 2 weeks ago, they had said that AJ was the United States Champion. So someone needs to get some freaking shit going because that shit don't work for me. He's the WWE champion. Like, that's the most prestigious prize in all of wrestling. Okay, that is that's the championship. That is the champion of champions. That is more prestigious than the universal title. I don't care if that's called the universal and it's called the world. The world champion, the WWE champion, is the ultimate prize in sports. And the fact that you freaking did that is really stupid. So I just want to put that out there. But getting back to the Strowman match, I did predict Strowman was going to win. Didn't predict exactly that his partner was going to be a fan, let alone a kid, but nor here nor there. That's still a win for me. So right now I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. So I am 7-6 right now, by the way. So if you're keeping scores right now. So yeah, Strowman and Nicholas are your new tag team champions. I don't know exactly how WWE is going to do this moving forward. Like, I mean, they never said who Strowman could pick as his partner, but still, I don't know how you can do this. I will say that Nicholas is now the youngest tag team, or not just tag team champion, the youngest champion ever, because he's like, what, 8 or 9? He's like 8 or 9, right? So he's the youngest champion ever in not only WWE history. He's got to be the youngest champion in wrestling history because he's 8 or 9 at least, maybe younger. I don't know. Maybe older. I don't know. Maybe a little. I don't know. I think he's 8 or 9. I'm not sure though. I don't know if that was just someone that Strowman picked, or if WWE already had a That's the thing. I don't know if WWE had a pre-planned kid that they wanted to pick, because Strowman was taking his time on who he was picking for his partner. So I don't know if they had a pre-planned kid that they picked, or Strowman was just allowed to pick whoever, that he thought was fitting to be the kid. But I thought it was cool for the kid, that anything can happen. But I don't know. I don't know how do you keep that going though? Like, you can't, like, I feel like this is probably going to end like they have to do something the next day or something. I don't know. But it was okay for what it was. It was mostly Strowman dominating. There was a couple things, when Sheamus and Cesaro did some offensive stuff, but mostly Strowman dominated. So yeah. Okay, the main event time. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar defending with Paul Heyman defending against Roman Reigns. Yes, the unthinkable happened in this match. If you're thinking that I'm about to rant about the fact that Roman Reigns conquered Brock Lesnar, well, guess what? You are wrong. Now, I predicted that Roman Reigns was going to win, even though I don't want him to win. Didn't want him to win. I predicted that he was going to win. I was 99.9% sure, and I'm sure you all were too, that Roman Reigns was going to win the title. And that didn't happen. Brock Lesnar won the Universal, or kept the Universal title. I lost count at how many F5s he did. But I was just shocked. So the match basically started off as a standard Brock Lesnar match where it was just suplexes. They go out of the ring, and cause chaos there for a while. Um, Eventually, Roman got a couple Superman punches in. Then he got, I think, 2 spears in. Brock back to back. Brock kicked out of those. At this point, Brock hadn't done an F5 yet, and he's starting to try to put up these, take these tables down and crap and stuff like that. And he's just getting really pissed. Eventually, Roman decides he wants to go for a spear, and Brock puts him in an F5. Roman kicks out. Does it again, kicks out. Then he throws him outside the ring and does another one on the announce table. Puts him in the ring, does it again, kicks out again. So now he's done 4. And at this point, I just lost count because at this point when he kicked out of that 4th one, well, this was the 3rd one that he went for a cover on, I should say, because the other one was outside the ring. But when he kicked out of that 4th one, I rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, here we go. He's gonna do some Superman type comeback or whatever and win the match or whatever. Because I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. We were saying you could hear boring by the fans, and this is awful and stuff like that, because they were thinking, okay, there's no way Brock's winning this match. There's no way, because look how many F5s he's kicked out of. Come on now. There's no way. So that's what I was thinking it too. I was convinced. I was okay, it's over. Roman's going over. And then there was a couple offense, I think, going on, and then he did it again. And this time, when I think he did it the 5th time, he held him by both legs, and Roman still kicked out. Then after that, he countered it, and then he went for another spear, a couple more. Or actually, no. After he kicked out of the F5, that's when he took off the glove or whatever, and that's when he started beating the crap out of him, and that's when Roman got busted open. Then after that, he went for an F5 and he countered it, and then he went for a couple of more spears, which he kicked out of, he kicked out of them. And then after that, he did another one. I probably missed one. Okay. He did a lot. I lost count. I lost count on how many F5s were performed, but I think there were 6 or 7. I'm not sure, but basically, the end of the match was he kicked out of the spear. Again, he did an F5. He kicked out, and then after that, Roman tried one more spear. This time, he was trying to do an Undertaker-like spear, where last year at WrestleMania, where he went to the ropes a couple of times and then did the spear. He tried doing that, and when he got to the other rope, then Brock put him in another F5, pinned him 1, 2, 3. And when he did I almost was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, yes! I was like, I don't know if I was supposed to be happy or not. I was just yes, he won. So I don't know what's going on now, because Brock supposedly his contract expires the next day, so I'm assuming WWE there's either a couple things that happened here. Either WWE gave him a new contract and Brock agreed to it. Brock pulled politics and said, I am not losing to this dickhole. I don't know. Maybe Brock said that to him. I don't know. Because, I know he wouldn't do that to The Undertaker, but maybe he wouldn't want to do that to Roman either. With Undertaker, Vince that was Vince's call why he lost the streak. It was not Brock pulling that stuff. You could see they had mutual respect for each other at the next year's WrestleMania. There's no way, if Vince had said Undertaker's going to keep the streak, Brock would have let him win it. I'm convinced Brock would have done it, because I think Brock has respect for Undertaker. I think there's some type of mutual respect with them. So I don't think that was the case when it came to those two. But with Roman, I'm not sure, because I don't think Brock really has the same respect that he would have for Roman. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, like, because I know he has respect for the Undertaker. I know Brock has respect for Undertaker, but I don't know if he really has it for. So there could be that theory too. Another thing, because remember, Dana White 2 days before WrestleMania proclaimed that Brock was going to UFC. Now it was like, oh well, there's no way he could have lied about that. He's not with WWE. But if you noticed during the Ronda Rousey match, who was at the attendance? Who did they specifically show? They showed Dana White, which I thought was very interesting. Maybe Dana White actually did play around with this. Maybe he did play around because everyone was thinking Roman was going to win. So maybe he was like, you know what? Yeah, he is coming back to UFC. He is coming back to UFC. And a lot of people played into that and thinking like, maybe he said that to try to fool everyone. Okay, this is it. He's going to lose here. I don't know. It was a really interesting dynamic. It was really a surprise. It was. I got to give it to WWE on this one. They made it so, groundbreaking here because, we always usually know who's going over when it comes to this stuff. And the fact that the two most obvious ones that we thought were going over didn't go over, that being Asuka beating Charlotte and Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar. The fact that they did this, and went the other way, really, really shows that sometimes you just never can tell. What can I say? WWE, I got to give it to them on this one. They fooled us. It's been a long time since I've been fooled by WWE, and I'm sure you, the fans, have been fooled by this. I got to give it to them on that. They fooled us. Now, after the match happened, Brock kept the title and all that stuff. I was thinking to myself, what's going on here? I was just thinking, what's going on now? After they did the recap, the WrestleMania recaps and all that stuff like that, they actually went back and they showed Roman Reigns getting up, he's jiggerly, he's outside the ring, and he's walking to the back. So one thing I'm thinking about when they showed this, I was thinking, are they trying to get a sympathy type thing going on? He couldn't beat Brock, but he gave his absolute all. He took like 7 F5s. He took a bloodied head and whatever, a high knee. He also took a high knee too. I forgot to mention that too. That was another thing Brock did to him. He took a high knee, even though Roman Reigns put his elbow up, in front of his head, so he couldn't hit him in the head. You've seen that on the replay. So are they trying to get like a sympathy thing? But the funny thing about it is not one person cheered for him, not one person booed for him. Like when he was walking to the back on the entrance apron or whatever, he was walking all the way from the stage and stuff like that. No one was booing him, but no one was cheering for him either. So, it was just complete silence. Well, I think it was more towards the fact that a lot of people were surprised that Roman didn't go over, because I'm sure that was the foregone conclusion that everyone in New Orleans thought, as well as everyone else, was that, he was going over. So when Brock won, I'm sure it really shocked the audience that, oh my God, Brock actually won, so I don't know. It was an okay match for what it was. It was more of a brawl type match, nothing really special. But what are they going forward with this? I have no idea. I don't know exactly what, because who's Brock going to lose the title to? The only way I could see Brock losing the title at this point now is to someone maybe that does a Money in the Bank cash-in, like Seth Rollins, which that won't be until like June or whatever that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is at. So I don't know who you can basically see. He's had the title for over a year now, because he won it at last year's WrestleMania. So he's walking out of it with, the title. So now he's been officially the champion for over a year now. So you don't have a Money in the Bank winner for tomorrow night. So you don't have that. So what else can you do? Who else can you put it on? I know there's rumors I heard that Bobby Lashley might be coming back, which I hope he does because Bobby Lashley was a phenomenal talent. I felt, that man, he should have been, he could have been WWE champion. That guy was really good. If he comes back, they might do something with Brock and him, since he's a Universal Champion still. I don't know. But I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm glad Roman didn't win. Um, maybe WWE. Something tells me that we're gonna find out that this might have been a last second change or something like that. It had to have been. It had to have been. Maybe they realized, okay, we're not getting the reaction we like. They got some, but every time when Roman would get the offense going, he would get booed. So maybe they were like, okay, you know what? We can't do it. We can't do it because no one's going to want it. No one's going to want it to happen. So maybe they just decided, you know what? Have Brock go over here, but have Roman look really strong in losing. That maybe that's what they decided because he kicked out of a lot of F5s. So we can't discount that either. This was like a Braun Strowman type thing. Braun Strowman last month, kicked out of a bunch of finishing moves. Now apparently Roman can do this. But the thing is like Braun should have been the one in this match. So maybe with Brock winning, maybe they'll do a Braun Strowman match. I don't know. Like that's another thing is like because Braun should have been in the WrestleMania match, like for the title match. I know it was cool for the kid, but seriously, he should have been in the title match. I don't think he's going to be the tag team champion that long because obviously he's a champion with the kid. I can't see the kid being able to do the wrestling, or whatever for this long. So something tells me that title reign isn't going to last that long. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? But I don't think so. So yeah, Brock winning. I think that makes me 7-7 overall, which is not bad. Um, but 500, I guess. Just a lot of twists and turns. Overall, the card, I would give it probably maybe a 6.5. I mean, some of the stuff just was weird, but there was some good stuff in here. The probably gets a little more because Brock won. I don't know how you're gonna have him lose the title now. He can't defend it every month, so I don't know. I mean, he'll be at I give credit though to Brock. He did defend it on more pay-per-views in this title run than he did in the previous title run. So I do give him credit on that. He did defend it more times in the Universal title run than he did for the other title run, the WWE title run he had a couple years ago. So I give him that, but I don't know how long that will last because he's still the champion. So we'll see how much longer he'll be the champion for. But yeah, that's about it. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.